Okay, guys. I've been thinking about what I could do for another video, and like I think, well, maybe I should do one on all my War of the Worlds and related books. Uh, so I've tried to gather up all of them I could. I think I got them all. Didn't realize I have so many. There's some I haven't been able to find yet. I might have some on Kindle, but some of them are hard to find, and I'm sure I don't know of all of them if there is. I'm not talking about different editions. I don't get that far. Just like you'll see what I mean. Mostly like sequels and story retellings and things like that. Uh, of course, the story itself has been collected numerous times in many books, and I've got it in a few myself. So I didn't collect all of them. I didn't think it's kind of kind of pointless there because you can lose yourself as how many times that it's actually been collected. Going that far. But that being said, I gotta have it as its own standalone book a few times, and I do have it a couple of times by itself as a standalone book. I I must have misplaced them because I couldn't find them, but I did put one aside, and it's this one here, uh, illustrated by Edward Gorey. Had to have this one when I found out about it that he did that. Plus, it's pink, and you can't go wrong with pink. Uh, it's nice. It is an ex-library copy, as you can see. It's, and they do a pretty good job trying to preserve their books sometimes, and this is no exception. It feels real nice for its age. See, it doesn't have any illustrations other than what's in front of the actual chapters, and even that's not much. But I just like it for the cover more than anything else. It's but yeah, it's just if I'm going to read the story again, I've already read it like at least 3 times. If I'm going to read it again, I'll probably be from this version here. Okay, now I'll continue on with a couple of that may or may not be sequels or retellings or something like that, but they kind of come off that way to me, or at least I was told they might have been. And the first one is by Robert Silverberg, The Alien Years. It appears to be where aliens come and enslave mankind and whatnot. Basically along those lines. I don't know for sure. How similar it is, and it is quite a lot thicker. So it is a very involved story. And what I don't like about this is that a lot of books have pages at the end. A lot of them are advertising and everything, and this one kind of stops. I don't know if anything's been torn off the back or not. It ends on page 488, and there's the last of it. I don't know if that's the actual end or if some pages are missing. It doesn't really look like they are, but I have had a book like this before, and it was missing some 20 plus pages at the end. So I don't know for sure. So if anybody knows about that, please let me know so I could look for another copy. The next one is I don't know too much about it other than the name of it, Frederick Pohl, The Day the Martians Came. With a name like that, you kind of think, well, it has to, right? Looks like it'd be like a futuristic version, because of spaceships and everything. That appears to possibly be a human spaceship. So, yeah, when I finally get around to it, we'll find out, whether it's worthy to be included in here or not. Next one I'll mention is Kevin Anderson's Martian War. And I can tell because of the tripods, it kind of gives it away. How? Of course it is, right? Uh, so, if I haven't read any of these yet, other than a couple I'll mention here shortly. But if you have read them yourself, you can tell me how good they are. Or if you know if they're very similar or not, and you can mention that too. Yeah. Like I said, I like the whole idea of the story for some reason. I don't know why, it just resonates with me. The next thing I'll mention is some of my comic graphic novels. This one I have read. It's The Little Book of Horror, War of the Worlds. Steve Niles and Ted McKeever. It's not so much a comic graphic novel as it is a story written on illustrated pages. The whole book is illustrated with text just written on top of it. I got it. So yeah. So it was just like all of them. It's good. Next one is Superman and War of the Worlds. Kind of have to have this one, don't you? Putting Superman in a situation. It's an Elseworld story, of course. This one was fairly interesting. He actually had a tougher time than you would expect against him. And the last of the graphic novels I have actually go by a different name. Scarlet Traces. These are, so you got Volume 1 and Volume 2. They, Ian Edgington and Disraeli. I guess those are the people that are mainly involved with it. With the artists and writers, I guess. Illustrators. So, retellings of the story, and supposedly it's really, really good too. I'm surprised I haven't gotten around to it, as quick as I can read graphic novels. Next, I'll get to some actual sequels here. Well, the first one I will mention is I believe Welles himself wrote something that was this is the closest I can find to what he would write as a sequel, Star Begotten. And if it is, it's only vaguely one at best from what I understand. Yeah. So there you go. That's probably the closest he came himself to writing a sequel. And the next one actually says it's a sequel on the cover. Garrett Services' Invasion of Mars. So, with an introduction by Forrest Ackerman. So, there you go. There's that one. And the next one, I think I read this one. I can't remember. It's been so long. George Smith's The Second War of the Worlds. I vaguely remember reading it, and I just don't remember very much about it. It's just this poor dang brain I got. But yeah, just like most things I've read, all I can usually remember is that they're good or bad, and that one was good. This is another one I think I've read, but like I said, it's been so long. I would be surprised if I never got around to it. So, War of the Worlds: The Resurrection. Novel by J.M. Dillard. Now, this is the one I believe the TV series was based on, which brings up when I was collecting all these, I didn't bother with the video versions that I got. I got them scattered around too. I do have the TV series. Uh, Eventually, I'll get around to watching it. I have several versions of the movies. I got the Tom Cruise movie, and I think the George Powell version. I think that's the original one. A couple of them. I don't know if I got all of them or not, but there was at least 4 versions of it filmed. I don't know. You can correct me if you want. Uh, in the process of collecting these, I would at first I didn't store them all in the same spot, so I got kind of confused. And as happens when you collect a lot of books, every now and again you get a duplicate. And this time, I got one as a paperback and a hardback. They look very much not alike, so it's easy for me to get confused because I am easily confused. But yeah, it's War of the Worlds Global Dispatches. It's stories by various authors told through the eyes of public figures that could have been around at the time, of the happenings. Jules Verne, Mark Twain, Einstein, Teddy Roosevelt, and different people are writing as those people. You can see here, read on the back here. So that would be very interesting. Once again, I'm surprised I haven't gotten around to it yet. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe there's a different forward or a afterward or something in one of these. Makes it worthwhile. That I got them separate. And then I have one other collection. Fresh Perspectives. War of the Worlds, where I guess they might be essays as much as they are stories. I don't know for sure. Well, it says essays on the back, so maybe yeah. And I like nonfiction just as much as fiction, so that should be really interesting too. And like when I said earlier, there's different versions in the style of. Well, here's probably the most famous one: The War of the Worlds plus Blood, Guts, and Zombies. Eric Brown. Hell, changed it around. It's supposed to be the adding zombies into the mix, I guess. Yeah. So we'll see how that is. It's in the same series, I guess, as like Pride and Prejudice and Vampires, or whatever all those books are. Sense and Sensibility and Sea Monsters and things like that. It comes from that group of books. Next one, Sherlock Holmes and the War of the Worlds. Manly Wellman and Wade Wellman. Got this one. Putting Sherlock Holmes into the mix, trying to solve it, I guess. I'm not sure what he can do to the situation, but we'll find out. And these next ones are, this is the group that I may or may, I started off it all being Kindle books, and I've been trying to get all of these I can as physical ones, but they're hard to track down all of them. And these are kind of sequels too. And I know I don't have all of these in yet. I know I'm missing a few. But this is War of the Worlds, New Millennium, Douglas Niles. I don't know how many of these have sequels and whatnot, but I know some of them do. There's a lot of different people that are, because the story's in the public domain, anybody can just do what they want to with a story, and changing, you know, whatever they add to it. They may not all be worth reading, but they're all interesting enough for me to collect. Next one is the Great Martian War, subtitle Counterattack. This one's got sequels or prequels by Scott Washburn. This is, I think, there's at least one or two in this series I don't think I have yet. And then, according to the back, this is the third one in the series. Let's see here. See if they mention the others in the front. Sometimes they do. Or sometimes they do it in the back. Okay. Invasion and Breakthrough are the other two, it appears. And I think I got them on Kindle. Those are the other two books, and there might be a fourth one. According to the back here, it's All Quiet on the Martian Front. That one I don't have. I'm pretty sure I don't have that one, but I'm pretty sure I do have the other two. Invasion and Breakthrough on Kindle. Now, if I can just find those as physical copies, that'd be great. Next one, Mike Brunton, War of the Worlds, the Anglo-Martian War of 1895. So basically, just a straight retelling that I can tell. And this one is illustrated. You know, some in color, and some in black and white. There's a gun. See if I can show you some. Yeah. So this is not that long. About 80 pages. So shouldn't take me too long once I finally get around to reading it. But I'm trying to collect all of them I can find first before I start reading. And the next one, is The Massacre of Mankind by Stephen Baxter. It's another sequel, as it says on the cover. Another one that's kind of got some depth to it, and you can see it pretty thick, even as a hardback. Let's see. Yeah, it doesn't say, but I think there's another one in this series too. I think Stephen Baxter's got another one, at least one more that goes with this. And last, and what I'm going to end this little tour through is that if you collect these books, there's one more set that you might as well get. That's in the same ballpark, you know, very similar. And, you know, you kind of have to have these two. They're, you know, they're in the genre. They're kind of like no-brainers, you know. I think they're originally intended to be juvenile fiction, but I don't know. It's the Tripod Trilogy by John Christopher. This is books 2, 3, and 4, I believe, and this one here, When the Tripods Came, is the first one, I believe, from what I understand. And for some reason, I don't understand why they didn't put 1, 2, and 3, if not 1, 2, and all 4 of them in here. I don't know. In case you don't know, the other 3 are the White Mountains, the City of Gold and Lead, and Pool of Fire. Now, I did read at least 2 of these, but you know, that was like over 30 years ago. So, yeah, I can't really remember much anything from that. So I'm gonna have to refresh my memory on that. And I never got around to finishing the series for some reason. And I believe these are the ones that I read, and I don't know when this one came out. If this one was written as a prequel or what later on. I just got looking for the books, and I wanted to check to see if there were any extras in the series, and that's when I come across it. Oh well, there you go. That's all I got, to my knowledge, that I can find in this group, and I hope that's all of them. But eventually, I'm going to add to this. If you know of any others, please let me know. Other than the ones I've already mentioned, sequels to possible sequels with Mike Brunton and Scott Washburn. Maybe Douglas Niles got some more. Baxter. And if there's a particular edition of the actual book itself you think I might like, with a good cover, maybe a special limited edition, who knows? Yeah. Any other thoughts and comments you want to make, just be free to go ahead and mention them. I thank you for watching this, sticking with me. I'll see you next time.